Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we're cutting right into a really critical topic, 2026 Bali travel insurance for digital nomads. And our mission here is simple. We want to extract exactly why insurance has shifted from, a discretionary expense to an absolutely essential financial product.
It really has. And the core urgency is purely financial. It's immediate. If you're looking at Indonesia, you have to grapple with soaring medical costs. The country's medical inflation rate is projected to hit a staggering 19.4% by 2025.
Wow, 19%.
Yeah, and that massively outpaces general inflation. So what that means is your costs at the good private hospitals, the BIMEDs or Siloams, are just skyrocketing.
Okay, so let's translate those high rates into an out-of-pocket reality check. What does this actually look like for an expat on the ground?
Well, for starters, foreigners already pay up to 200% more than locals for that private care.
200%.
So even a pretty standard ER visit for Bali belly, maybe with some IV fluids, can easily top $500.
And that's for a common, relatively minor issue. But the severity here can jump dramatically. I mean, we're talking about the black swan event. The average cost for a critical medical evacuation, a medevac to the nearest top-tier facility, which is usually Singapore, starts at $50,000.
And here's the immediate crisis point. If you're uninsured and you get rushed to one of those private hospitals, they will require a cash deposit.
Upfront.
Upfront. Typically between $5,000 and $10,000 right there before they begin critical treatment. You need that cash immediately.
Which brings us to, I think, the most important part of this deep dive. The single most common reason a major claim is instantly denied. It's what turns that potential $50,000 accident claim into a complete personal loss. The scooter loophole.
We see this play out constantly, and it always comes back to what we call the trifecta of legality.
Yeah.
For your coverage to be valid on a scooter, you need three non-negotiable things.
Okay, let's break them down.
First, a valid motorcycle endorsed license from your home country. A standard car license is completely insufficient. Got it.
Second, you need to be carrying a physical 1949 Geneva Convention International Driving Permit, an IDP, and it must have the motorcycle stamp.
A physical copy, not just a digital one on your phone.
A physical copy. And third, and this is the one that trips up almost everyone, is the engine size. Most standard Nomad policies only cover scooters up to 50cc, but almost every rental in Bali, your NMAX, your Vario, is 125cc.
So if you don't buy the specific add-on for a larger engine, your entire policy is void for that accident.
Your entire coverage gone.
That is such a critical piece of information. Okay, so let's tackle the math for someone planning a long-term stay. You've got the two big models, Safety Wing at about $56 a month with a $250 deductible. And then you have higher premium plans like Himondo, but with a $0 deductible. So why not just take the cheaper monthly plan?
That's a great question, and it really depends on your timeline. For a quick 2-week vacation, maybe roll the dice. But for a long-term digital nomad, the math, it strongly favors the zero-deductible plans.
Because of frequency. Exactly. The frequency of minor medical events in a tropical environment is just high. Statistically, you're looking at about 1.5 minor incidents per year.
So with a $250 deductible, you're paying that out of pocket almost every time you see a doctor.
Precisely. So over a year, paying a bit more per month for zero deductible saves you from multiple $250 hits. You save hundreds annually. And maybe even more important, those zero deductible plans often come with direct billing.
Ah, which means no massive upfront payment from you at the hospital.
It's the critical feature. The insurance company handles that cash flow directly. You don't have to scramble for that $10,000 deposit in an emergency.
Okay, so let's summarize the deep dive. 2 crucial takeaways for 2026. 1, you absolutely must secure the Scooter Trifecta, license, IDP, and the correct engine size add-on.
Non-negotiable.
And 2, for any long-term stay, a zero-deductible plan is mathematically superior and operationally safer.
And that leads to a final sort of provocative thought. What's fascinating now is that while insurance isn't legally mandatory for a short tourist stay, the Indonesian government is increasingly interpreting a foreigner's inability to pay for emergency care as, and this is their phrase, disrupting public order.
Right. The GoFundMe campaigns, the burden on the state.
Exactly. So this raises a really important question for 2026. Is being uninsured in Bali no longer just risking your bank account, but actually risking your legal status and facing possible deportation?